Okay, so I think it's GIC 64. Not sure, but yeah, we've we are more than like 60 videos on YouTube now. वीडियो ठीक है?
हाँ वीडियो ठीक है, वीडियो ठीक है।
Okay, आवाज भी ठीक है.
राइट।
Okay, yeah, so it feels good to be back. So, deeper understanding of forgiveness. So today, कई बार ऐसा होता है जब आप थोड़े अनवेल होते हो ना, तो it's like a sign to go slow in life. And कभी कभी when I want to take a break, I would just, binge watch a Netflix, some serial or something, whichever shows up. So the past 2 days, something that showed up is a Korean series. It has around 16 um, episodes, and it's called The Demon. My Demon. My Demon. Yeah, so it's a beautiful romantic Korean series. And usme ek, the core of the, you can say the crux of that series was that where there is love, there is a lot of suffering. The more you love, the more is the suffering. Right? And so I watched the entire 16 Badha ke, like I binge watch, so I don't have time. It's a 1 hour long, beautifully made series. And it talks about basically a love story between a human being and a demon who signs in order to. So it's the demon. The responsibility of the demon is जो भी मर रहा होता है उसकी आखिरी इच्छा पूरी करके he sends the soul of that person to hell. And this way he is like, he's a representative of the demon on the planet Earth. And this girl, falls in love with this demon. Initially, like they meet, and then probably there is dislike and a series of incidents happen, and then they get to know that in their past life also they were like kind of, they did not live happily ever after, but there was a lot of suffering. And इस लाइफ में भी वो दोनों जब भी साथ होते हैं तो बड़ी मुश्किलें आती हैं. Okay, so I was just going through, and probably, people who are in relationships, you will understand that the more you love people, obviously there is a lot of suffering. So I was just comparing this to, even with my, um, passing of my mother, or recently passing of my dad, and then, my relationship with my sister. These are the people who are very close, people who are really close to you. And the more close you are, there are more insecurities with respect to those relationships, fear of losing them, fear of them, doing something maybe hurtful for you, right? And जब hurtful हो जाता है, कभी आप कर देते हो, कभी वो कर देते हैं, and then that cycle of pain and suffering, it starts, and it's so difficult to basically avoid suffering in the closest of your relationships, right? And then, father, mother, or brothers, you do not have a choice. But then the next closest relationship that comes in is your spouse, right? And then your children. Okay. So the more there is love and the more there is suffering. Now moving on with suffering and pain and hurt and resentment is something, unless and until you feel all of those emotions within yourself, you will not be able to respect the, maybe the length and breadth of your life. So when you talk about experiences, we don't only, talk about happiness, because happiness, without seeing the contrast, you cannot say how happy you were. ये तो बहुत खुश था, yeah. I had a very accomplished life. But if you've not seen the contrast, you will never be able to appreciate the the strength of the love, or maybe the intensity of the passion, or even the extent of abundance, if you've not seen, or and I don't say you have to go through it, but still, have a certain sense of what scarcity is like, what, lack of love is like, what is physical pain like. If you've not gone through those experiences, you will not be able to appreciate the extreme end, probably, a great deal of happiness or joy or love. You will never be able to appreciate, right? So, and if you appreciate or if you've experienced one end of it, so for example, I had a love marriage, so I felt that the kind of love and craziness and all wooing that I've seen in my life is an extreme end of extreme end of possessiveness, jealousy, insecurity. इतने इतने muddy emotions आपने अपनी लाइफ में एक्सपीरियंस किए हैं. And when you have gone through all of those, then just I saw this series and I was like, wow, what this is the kind of love that we all feel होना चाहिए. But उस love में कितना दर्द होता है, there is so much pain that you go through. अगर उसमें से थोड़ा सा भी कम हो जाए तो आपको समझ में आता है कि ये कम हुआ, राइट. अगर उसमें थोड़ा सा भी पेन आ जाए या मीन हो जाए इंसान, तो आपको पता चलता है कि उसे क्या आपसे ले लिया, so like I really like had a hangover of this series. And I think as human beings, it is not only about understanding the positive side of life. As a human being, your life becomes rich when you have experienced, a spectrum of emotions. So you know what is grief, what is sorrow. And the more you experience that, जिसके लिए और स्थिर हो जाते हैं आप. You become more deep. Somebody who has gone through a loss of a loved one closely will know what is, what does it feel to lose somebody who is very close to you. Rest of the people, they will sound very superficial. Somebody who has, had a a very active romantic life, they will know what betrayal is all about, what cheating is all about, or what misbehavior is all about, right? So this is so important for us to understand, or become more deep in our experiences. And when all of this happens, forgiveness has a big role to play there, right? So you can't move around with a broken heart for a long period of time, because a broken heart is like टूटा हुआ कांच. It'll hurt other people, right? And it'll also hurt you. So, like, if you see mirror, you can see your own beauty. But when it is shattered, then it is dangerous. You don't want to put it in your home. You don't want to use it because then you can't see things clearly. There is so much of pain and hurt when a similar thing happens with the heart, right? And like you cannot bring back that broken mirror. You cannot put together a heart also. The hurt, pain, resentment, all of this stays. You don't forget, right? You can always go back in memory time and memory and access and feel that same amount of pain. But when you do forgiveness, when it's like, pointed ends को आप थोड़ा सा round कर देते, that they should not hurt other people and it should not hurt even you. So forgiveness is that tool that helps you handle that broken part of you better. It's not that it will get completely healed, but you will be able to operate better if there is forgiveness. Like I said, more the love, more the suffering. Right? So a person who is very very जैसे कहते हैं ना जो दिल कलेजा हाथ पे लेके चलते हैं. Those are the people who get to feel the hurt and pain more severely. So, and these are the people who will experience both happiness and pain, to the opposite or extreme ends. And, I'm a Piscean. We are also emotional people. फिर Cancer rising again, connected with moon. So there's a lot of emotional stuff, but I feel, by virtue of being connected or rooted in my emotions, I'm able to understand where people are coming from. And that helps me to, accommodate. You accommodate people. You're okay with them making mistakes. And then, so abhi jaise, if you go on Instagram and you start searching about maybe relationships, you say, oh, you are with a narcissist, 10 signs you are with a narcissist, and why should you break up, and how quickly you should run from that relationship, all those kind of or somebody who is gaslighting you. There's so many words, that are floating on the internet, how to avoid gaslighting, how to avoid narcissistic abuse. पहले हम बात करते थे डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस की, राइट? अब उस लेवल पे तो बहुत कम होता है हमारा पीटी. But emotionally, people hurt severely. Mentally, they'd hurt, right? So, forgiveness, physical level पे जिसको मतलब हाथ physically dominate किया गया हो, physically abuse किया हो, difficult होता है. Emotionally भी difficult होता है. But like I said, there are two types of forgiveness. One is optional, and the other is a must. बताओ, Jyoti, which one is optional and which one is a must? Hi Jaya, so good to see you. बस एक minute, I'll just quickly grab water.
If someone has hurt you physically, that is optional. Like you want to forgive that person or you don't want to. But if it is very emotional thing and because it will hurt more. I think emotional things hurt more. So it is important. It is must to forgive that person. Otherwise, that will keep. Physical thing to fir bhi you will get healed with. है ना? Emotionally, I don't think that.
Impressions remain for a long period of time, right?
Sorry, repeat it.
The impression of mental and emotional abuse, it remains for a longer period of time, right? So when I'm talking about the two kinds of forgiveness, one is outer forgiveness and one is the inner forgiveness. Inner forgiveness you should do with everyone, but outer forgiveness is your choice. And outer forgiveness is like you go and say, sorry, I'm really sorry. But inner forgiveness is, the inner work, the energy work that we do in order to cut the ties, to release people from our, the negative emotional connections jo hum hatate hain. That is required for your own physical, emotional and mental or energetic health. So that is important. And you need not go and sit in front of the person and say, I'm sorry for that. Right? So these are the two kinds of forgiveness that we practice. Right? So now, when you understand or when you accept the fact that where there is love, there is a lot of suffering, there is, हम किसी की सुनते या हम किसी को बर्दाश्त out of love ही करता है. पता नहीं, I call it love. I don't know if it's a majboori for other people. But, as we are moving and becoming, women are becoming more financially independent, emotionally and mentally also strong, I think the reason for being in a relationship with anyone whether it's your parents, your siblings, your partner, is, is love. Slowly and gradually, we are moving in that direction that love probably is one of the most important component of a relationship. Earlier, it used to be financial independence also. But अभी अगर थोड़ा बहुत भी इंसान कर लेता है, I think you would not want to be suppressed for a long period of time. वो ख्याल बनने लगता है, this is, I'll take 2 years, get financially settled, and third year में I'll file for divorce. Or, I'll just move out and settle in a different city if it's a problem with the parents or in-laws or brothers and sisters, right? So we are, like women and even men to some degree, are now capable of taking those decisions. You need not suffer physically and emotionally if you are not involved in that relationship much. Okay. So या तो आप तैयारी करना शुरू कर देते हो या आप छोड़ देते हो, right? So you have that kind of, you can say, freedom in today's time and age. And I think that is also kind of an empowerment for all of us, because when you mentally know that I'm taking my own time to get myself financially settled, and I have to step out, then there is a lot of emotional detachment that already happens, and then you no more suffer in that relationship because you've made up your mind. So you get that power by even making up your mind for that, right? So now forgiveness becomes also, out of forgiveness, like I said, wherever there is physical hurt, or maybe you want to keep a relationship, you go and apologize for your mistakes, which is perfectly all right in order to keep a relationship. Maybe, even if that person has certain authority in your life, and you can do it to make that person feel good about themselves. If you've made a mistake, a genuine mistake, there is no you can say, feeling small when you have made a mistake and you just go and apologize. Many a times, people have big hearts, right? They will tend to forgive. Now, one has to understand, okay, so there is, one part is love and respect, and the other part would be being gullible or being manipulative, right? So you have to be cautious that, things that you are assuming love are not manipulations, right? So that kind of understanding is important. So intelligent evaluation, and so in pranic healing, we call it accurate perception and correct expression. So you're able to see the situation as it is without, getting biased with maybe love. We are able to see that here there is suffering, or there is an issue here. I need to, cut loose now, right? So that understanding comes by having a certain sense of integrity within yourself, creating your self-respect, creating your boundaries. Then you know that, यहाँ तक लोग जा सकते हैं, इसके बाहर अगर गए तो. Also, when you're in a relationship, there are people who are too verbal, very shallow in saying what they say, right? So, whenever you are in a relationship, you will always, Jaya has, yeah, Jaya, I unmute you.
Is it possible that your kids can absorb all your lower emotions?
Yes. Absorb in the sense, you have to understand, till the age of 8 to 10, 8 years to 10 years, their aura is very, very, soft. So we are all living in an ocean of energy, ocean of thoughts. So when a child is staying in an environment where there are certain kind of emotions, the emotional environment of your home, the aura, the aura of the child tends to absorb it. So they will unconsciously absorb the energies.
Okay. And you said 8 to 10. So this is quite. So my son is also treated his 8.
Yeah, I know. So
And like since 2 or 3 months, he has become quite aggressive, just opposite of the nature he used to have. So maybe, or I'm not sure right now, but I think the kind of person I was earlier, now he is becoming that person. He will listen, and एक बार में उठ के सामने वाले को हिट कर देगा.
yeah, matlab wo, you're saying he tends to accumulate and then blast.
हाँ, correct.
Hmm.
But I think this is the first time I am getting complaint from school as well. कि इतना अच्छा शांत बच्चा अचानक से और वो हिट करता है तो बहुत ही हार्ड हिट करता है. पहले वो सुना, मतलब एक वो उसको कोई कुछ भी बोले वो सुनता रहता है, इग्नोर करता है, लेकिन जब उससे उसको बर्दाश्त नहीं होता है तो वो हिट कर देता है. फिर उससे पूछने जाओ तो वो एस्केप ढूंढता है, मम्मी कल बात करते हैं, बाद में बात करते हैं. तो वो बात कभी नहीं आता है, वो जस्ट एस्केप ढूंढता है वो.
Wow. So thank you for sharing. Probably कल जैसे आप बता रहे हो ना, जब मुझे like I can so relate to this. So मेरे साथ क्या होता है, I probably will absorb for a long period of time and then I will blast. Then blast will take out पता नहीं कहाँ की बातें. That's how I've been handling as a child my anger also, my emotions also. So uh, there is a parenting style called permissive parenting, and then there is it is directive or leadership based parenting. So मैं ये देखती थी because I tend to do this with my child also. So it happens that I'll say Samara, अब बंद कर दो iPad. You need to do. She'll say 5 minutes. I'll say okay. Then I'll give her 5 minutes also. Here I'll give her 10 minutes also, and 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Pay. It's like my behavior will change completely. So now I was just saying that this style of, or you can say ये जो एक बार टोका, दो बार, तीन बार टोका और चौथी बार आप blast कर गए, this is something that can be avoided if first time आपने उनको warning दी and second time आपने वो काम करके दिखा दिया, तो आपने थर्ड फोर्थ टाइम को आने नहीं दिया और ब्लास्ट वाला प्रॉब्लम, क्योंकि जो बच्चा होता है the child does not have leadership qualities that is, so he is always looking to be led by the parents. So when you start practicing that, so while I saw that as part of parenting, I feel that this is what we do with our emotions also. So probably there is a situation and you will not say, okay, the other person doesn't know. Second time it happens, you will not say, and maybe you'll just keep it to yourself. The other person doesn't know. Third time, that person is thinking कि शायद कुछ बात नहीं है. Third time when you are doing it, you make a scene out of it, and that person probably is in a state of shock because उसे दो बार में तो समझ में नहीं आता, तीसरी बार में उसको ये लगा फट गया, right? So हमें नहीं पता होता, but this tendency of ours gets, the kids also start thinking that this is the right way of doing the thing. So you accumulate, and then so we have to tell them that पहली बार में put your foot down so that it doesn't get accumulated and वो blast की situation में आती है, क्योंकि जो blast की situation होती है, that is hard to handle and it can have bigger repercussions.
But sorry, but since matlab, this is something different when the kids talk to other kids, and earlier we used to taught them, if somebody is doing bad with you, then do you remember once upon a time, I told you that he used to say, karma will come back. He is that kind of person. And now he just okay, ठीक है, जाने दो, और फिर एक ही बार में हाथ उठा के, और वो भी मारता है तो इतना कस के मारता है सामने वाला। तो वो कंप्लेंट फिर मतलब एक होता है ना कि आप ही उसको बोले कि ठीक है जाने दो, लेट इट बी, और फिर बाद में हम अब बोल रहे हैं कि अब तू भी दे, बस खा के चला आता है।
See, I had to change my. मैं जैसे अभी बीच में like Samira started going to the park and there were this gang of boys and they were they started calling girls को पागल है। तो मेरी सिस्टर की बेटी आई हुई थी and she got so scared कि वो ऊपर आई और मुझसे चिपक के रोने लगी कि उन्होंने वो सब मिलके ऐसे बोल। ये मैं चप्पल वप्पल उठाई ऐसे, अच्छा। फिर मैं गई, बात करने लगी। देखा उस बच्चे की मम्मा भी वहां बैठी और उस बच्चे की मम्मा कह रही है पागल कोई गाली थोड़ी होती है। फिर तो भैया मेरा आई वाज लाइक अब बैठ के बात करते हैं, पागल गाली नहीं होती सो आई सैट हर डाउन एंड देन आई एक्सप्लेन टू हर व्हाट यू आर प्रमोटिंग एंड मतलब probably it's not hitting but then probably talking in a way where you tell the person this is not right सो वो हिटिंग वाला स्टेज पे ना जाके मेरी थोड़ी सी उनसे वर्बल वर्बल जोर जोर वाली हो गई कि क्या मतलब आप बोल रहे हो आपके घर में इसी तरह की बातें होती होंगी देन यू गो देयर अभी आपके घर में होती होंगी आपके घर में रहते होंगे पागल स्टार्ट टॉकिंग लाइक दैट एंड शी वाज लाइक how are you saying that? So I said, how can your child come in the park and talk to the girls like that? That means there is no respect in your home, when it comes to girls. And then she was all defensive. No, 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 no. So I said, no, you'll have to, teach the guy that, पागल पार्क में खेलने नहीं आते उनके लिए अलग जगह होती है उसको पागल खाना कहते हैं. So you cannot call it. So I got, मतलब मुझे ऐसा लगा I need to talk and get this straight here because फिर क्या है my daughter is tall. एक बार सुनेगी, दो बार सुनेगी, तीसरी बार में तो she might give a धक्का वक्का and then बात खराब. So I really, so now I've वो जो गांधीवादिता थी, I feel that oh, as she is growing, I need to tell her and I need to stand by her, saying that you can't take any kind of bullying. ये bullying है, I tell her this is not to be tolerated. ये नहीं बर्दाश्त करना है. उसने ये कह दिया, नहीं ये सुन के नहीं आना है. So all of this I'm doing because what you are saying, I'm able to observe myself. I've been like that. I'm still like that. कल एक बार कह दो, दो बार कह दो, तीन बार कह दो, I might not say it, but fourth time में then I will bring everything down. And तो your, it's like पूरा पुरानी files पूरी download हो जाती है and then people feel so bad. Because then I can bring past, present, future, everything at one place. And then people feel very bad about a conversation. So it's like observing myself and then, trying to explain the child because I think we are also, parents in the making. So what I taught her maybe 3 years down the line, it's not working. I feel I have evolved and, probably जिस तरह का समाज है या जिस तरह के लोगों से आप डील कर रहे हैं वहाँ जाने दो वाला एटीट्यूड चल ही नहीं रहा है. जहाँ आपने जाने दो कि यार the other person thinks that I can do anything. So talking to, like the principal, अब उसको अगर मैं मैसेज कर दूँ, somehow I got principal's personal message, वो फोन नंबर एंड वो डीन या कुछ एडमिन की तरह सेव हो गया था. एक दो चीजें हुई स्कूल में, so I used to write and then सीधे उसका फोन, एडमिन का फोन आ जाता, मैम आपने प्रिंसिपल मैम को मैसेज कर दिया है, आप बताइए क्या प्रॉब्लम है, हमें बताइए. So all of this I had to do because she is very emotional. So initially I had to talk to her because सब कह रहे हैं वो रो जाती है, वो रो जाती है, उससे कुछ भी कहो वो रो जाती है. तो मैंने कहा आप उसको वैसे हैंडल करो भाई, आप उससे ये थोड़ी कहोगे कठोर बन जाओ, हार्ड हार्टेड हो जाओ. You can't teach a child this. If she is emotional, then you'll have to deal with her at that level. How much to punish, the teachers should know. So कुछ copy नहीं लाई थी, then they made her stand for like 15-20 minutes. I said, ये तो shaming है, how can the teacher make her stand for 15-20 minutes first time अगर copy नहीं लेके आएगा. So you'll have to speak for your child. You'll have to speak, for the well-being of other children also. Like I go and fight for other. Now everybody knows that we can go to Samira's mom, so they'll come and tell me, ये ऐसा कर सकते हैं, वैसा कर सकते हैं. 15-20 minutes नहीं, 1 घंटा battle. So they 1 घंटा खड़ा रखा. So you can't do that, right? But so fundamentally there are things that probably we'll have to sort for our children. Teachers don't understand, relatives don't understand. Mother understands her children much more than anybody will ever understand. So you'll have to stand up, you'll have to speak, you'll have to defend, because your child is very unique, very, very special in their own way. So लोगों को बुरा लगता है, कई parents होते हैं जिनको, या when you are playing together, they'll say she's tall, in a certain way. She's strong, like you can say healthy in a certain way, and then there are these tiny bachas who will just say, "Arey, tum to aisi ho ya tum to waisi ho," and she feels hurt. So it's not problem hai, because they are being brought up with the family background. सबके बच्चों के अलग हैं. स्कूल में टीचर्स के बैकग्राउंड है, कभी कभी बैगेज वो अपने घर का लेके बच्चों को उतार देते हैं. You have to protect them. राइट. सो नहीं चलेगा. 2-3 साल पहले आई ऑल्सो सेड जाने दो, अगर आप कोई जाने मत दो, मुझे बताओ things that you can solve, you solve. Things that you cannot solve, you let me know. राइट. एंड हर जगह. सो वंस माय हस्बैंड वेंट, उन्होंने शायद किसी लड़के ने कुछ कहा होगा, उन्होंने हग वग करा दिया समारोह को, चलो बात खत्म हुई. नाउ शी इज सेइंग पापा को तो लेके ही नहीं जाना, मुझे हग करा देते हैं. आई डोंट वांट टू टेक, यू गो मम्मा, यू स्कोर. You have to understand, you can't force forgiveness. You can't force, hug, jabardasti hug karo, and now you are friends. When she's still hurt, why will she hug? So I was telling my husband, why will she hug, yaar, if she's still hurt? तुम वहां सबके बीच में उनको हक करा दो कि अरे चलो बात खत्म हुई. So I think things need to, like, you'll have to validate your kid's emotion. And this also reflects on us. We have to validate our own emotion. If I don't feel comfortable saying sorry, I will not say sorry. I will take my own time. Maybe 15-20 दिन मैं disconnect रहूंगी. मुझे नहीं बोलना sorry क्योंकि मेरे अंदर से नहीं आ रहा. ठीक है. So we have to give permission to ourselves and to other people to let them heal on their own. Let them handle their own emotion. No, don't shut. If you feel a certain way, if she says, I feel bored, I'm like, बोलो थोड़ी देर, अड़ो से अब ये करो वो करो. Feel what is being bored, all of those are also emotions that you need to understand and handle them. I feel sad, I feel jealous. Yeah, you are allowed to feel all of that. I'll never say, oh, jealous होना बहुत गलत बात है. नहीं, होता है, ये भी एक emotion है. मुझे भी होती है jealous. So she'll say, oh, you're jealous, mama. I say, yeah, I'm feeling jealous. So I think things have changed, and these kids are very emotionally very sensitive. उनके पास आप बैठ जाओ, they sound like healers already. So I think probably they need to be given that kind of a push. But I think learning हमारे लिए, so it's a two-way learning. You are helping them understand their emotions, and because you know that somewhere they are reflecting your own strategy, so they use your strategies to handle their world. If you feel that this strategy is not working for me, you will have to intercept and say, "Bhai, ye nahi chalega." You'll have to change the strategy.
Correct.
Right? So just be with them, and you have to tell that, start expressing. First time में ही you come and tell me. अगर कुछ problem होती, come and tell me on the first day. Don't wait for the third time. And then you act on it. So वो आते हैं and then you don't act, then they'll feel again, I'll have to manage it. So when they come and say कि this is happening, you go. कई बार होता है कि वो झूठ भी बोल देते हैं, hook up कर लेते हैं चीजें. Right? But then you just tell, I trust you and don't do this. The trust break hota hai.
Correct.
Right? So I think probably there is so much of awareness and there are like spectrum of these emotions जो कभी हमारे parents ने हमारे साथ बात नहीं की इन सब बारे में. So we are in quite a messy state, messed up emotions हमारे, right? But I think as we are understanding our own messiness, we can help them to not make the same mistakes and just guide them, you know. देखो ऐसा भी होता है, right? So I think, yeah, probably like I'm just telling out of experience. ये थोड़ा सा now like you know boss lady vibe because I want her to be that, so I want to be that. So you know, अच्छा मैं हेल्प करती हूँ. So now she's also अगर कुछ बच्चों में होगा तो मैं बताती हूँ. So I want her to be a problem solver, seeing that you know we can solve the problem.
Actually, generally, I don't intercept there because एक दिन आज फाइटिंग हुआ, कल बहुत अच्छे फ्रेंड्स बन के गर्दन में गले में हाथ डाल के नीचे खेलते हुए मिलेंगे. फिर इट्स मतलब मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कि इट्स बेटर नॉट टू इंटरफेयर विथ देयर थिंग एंड पेरेंट्स. सो वी ऑल एज अ पेरेंट डिसाइडेड वी विल नॉट इंटरफेयर, अदरवाइज we will fight, but they will become friends again.
See,
Unless and until it's getting, extreme, until I don't do. But for the bullying part, I always stand there, and he has learned some of the
yeah,
tactics or the traits to handle that. But
yeah.
some changes I'm seeing past 1 or 2 months, and
नहीं, आप observe करो, you see where you can be of support, how you can, you know, it's like they should know that there is a cushion and but not ki, you know, there are parents who say maar ke aana. So we don't have to actually promote that thing. और उसको बुरा लगा, so you have to go back and ask कि इतना क्या बुरा लगा, right? तो वो लेवल 1 पे क्यों नहीं रोक लिया तुमने, लेवल 2 पे क्यों नहीं रोक लिया, लेवल 3 पे जाके you know you had to, you wanted to beat him up. So I'm sure कि वो पूरा रखा हुआ था अंदर अंदर, तो तब क्यों नहीं डिस्कस किया. See, it is your choice whether you want to interfere or not, but you should know
like,
the go to person for them जहाँ वो आके बोले कि इसने ऐसा बोला. अब then you know you can say कि चलो ये तो तुम देख लोगे, और जब नहीं लगता कि तुम देख पाओगे then you know then you have to go and help them out, right? So कई बार ऐसा होता है that you know my daughter will say कि मेरी ग्रुप में मुझे नहीं ले रहा. I know you know she's a certain character जो easily नहीं blend होगी हर जगह, right? So she'll have to find her own way of attracting people, right? So there are a lot of things abhi to you know it is happening on one level. I've seen on so many levels. So like I was so tall that I could only play with boys. Girls were not very comfortable with me. Then there was so much like the way you look, the way all of that nonsense comes in, and so you get comfortable with boys and you find their वहाँ पे adjust होना ज़्यादा होता है because they don't judge you, you know, for the in your teens. So most of the girls who are like, you know, good looking or like that, they tend to have more of boyfriends because then there is a lot of competition among girls and एक अलग ही दुनिया होती है उधर, right? So बहुत सारी चीजें की, बहुत ज्यादा दोस्त नहीं बनेंगे, कम है, कम में भी jealousy हो सकती है, which is perfectly all right. You know, you just need to know how to handle it because all of this probably you know you will see in your own surrounding. You will see that some of your best friends feel bad about your own success at times. That is normal. You know, it depends on timeline पे आप कहाँ खड़े हुए हो, right? So I remember this. I got Saurabh in my life when I was just 20 years old. So बाकी सारी friends जय बड़ी परेशान थी, तुम्हारा तो शादी का सेट बहुत बेचारे, हमारी अरेंज होनी है, ये होना वो होना. So like you know इसमें मेरा क्या है, मतलब why are you uh, making a deal about me? It happened in my life. So, but I saw my one of my best friends, she was like not happy. Her mother was not happy with that thing. There was so much stress for her to get married. So a lot of things like अभी तो शुरुआत है इन बच्चों की life. There's so much things that will come on the way जो कि उनके मार्क्स, अभी 10th के मार्क्स, 12th के मार्क्स, इंजीनियरिंग या कहीं और फील्ड में हो जाएगा तब उनको हैंडल करना पड़ेगा, नहीं होगा तो हैंडल करना पड़ेगा, नौकरी लगेगी तो हैंडल करने नहीं लगेगी, तो ऑल ऑफ दैट दे हैव टू डील विद सो मच SHIT that we can't do much, but prepare them well for all of that is happening. मतलब इतने छोटे छोटे टाइम, यार मेरी भी बहुत लड़ाई होगी, तो आई फील इतना छोटा तो नहीं है, 8th 9th 10th तक, मतलब 8 9 10 साल के बच्चों में वो इमोशन समझने लग जाता है, they know what they are feeling, and so it is hard to fool them, so they react and they take pangas, and then they may do groupism and all of that happens. इसको ऐसा कर दो, उसको ना मिले मुझे मिल जाए, इतनी सारी चीजें होती है. So just enjoy this phase and be a good support. Boys tend to develop in a different way than girls. So you'll have to see, you'll have to take input from your husband also as to what is going on in his mind. And then accordingly devise a strategy for handling it, where Papa has to pitch in, where Mama has to pitch in. That kind of thing. Co-parent it. Co-parent him nicely.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the strict one between two of us, and he is like friends with him. But I think taking him to the psychologist is must now, at least.
Yeah,
Just,
yeah. I feel parents, yeah, friends,
just
but
to understand, maybe he's not saying something to me, and my husband was like for a month he's away, and the things I think messed up in between. So chances are that he is not able to communicate well with him over phone, but with me, it's like, okay, this is done, that is not done, this is good. बट वो फ्रेंडली नेचर मेरे साथ नहीं बना पाता है जैसा उसके अपने पापा के साथ रहता है. एंड ही ये मेरे को बोलता है, मम्मी आप बाहर जाओगी क्या 10 मिनट्स के लिए सोने से पहले, कि मेरे पापा के साथ मी टाइम स्पेंड करे.
नहीं ठीक है, आई थिंक दैट इज फाइन, but again you'll have to have that cracks in your boundaries also where he can fit in.
Yeah, I think
तो
the time has come up now.
स्ट्रिक्टनेस में भी एक सॉफ्टनेस जहाँ पे दे कैन बी वल्नरेबल, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है वल्नरेबिलिटी पेरेंट्स के साथ. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So like I said, wherever there is a lot of love, there is a lot of suffering. So now, whenever there is suffering, then there needs to be forgiveness. Two types of forgiveness: outer forgiveness, inner forgiveness. Outer forgiveness, not for everyone. Inner forgiveness for all. Outer forgiveness basically, helps you जहाँ पे जो important आपके लोग हैं. By now you would know what your family, when you say family who are important to you. वहां पे ईगो थोड़ी सी अगर डाउन करनी पड़े, या you need to become flexible, definitely become flexible, right? And I think there are some of the people जिनकी when you forgive, or when they ask for forgiveness, when you ask for forgiveness, उनकी ईगो थोड़ी सी pacify हो जाती है and things become better, right? So you need to understand the kind of people that you are dealing with. There will be people who will, hold grudges for a long period of time, and there are people probably they will, forget. Forget मतलब रफा दफा. So जो रफा दफा वाले वहां तो आप कर ही लो, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता अपने साथ. जो थोड़ा ग्रज रखते हैं, just understand, do a lot of enough forgiveness and keep blessing और live आपको निकाल दो. अब तो कर दो बस. Right. Now, like I said, inner forgiveness. Inner forgiveness, like I said, is like a balm on your broken heart. So you don't want to go through the pain and suffering again and again, in your memory. So it is good to heal yourself so that you are in a better position to be able to, again, achieve success, be on the path of your purpose. Right? कई बार ऐसा होता है कि इतना ज्यादा आप हर्ट हो जाते हो या इतना ज्यादा दिल टूट जाता है कि आप कहीं ना कहीं स्टक हो जाते हो लाइफ में, when you are not able to grow anymore. So forgiveness helps you to evolve. It helps you to again move on, right? And with forgiveness, you have to always understand that even if you forgive people, there is a superseding law of cause and effect or karma that will always be taken care of. So, people who are close to you and who have hurt you and hurt you really bad, so आप उनके साथ enough forgiveness to कर लेते हो. You also know that this person has done wrong to you or you have done wrong to that person. उसका law of karma चलेगा. So, उससे आप नहीं बचा सकते किसी को, वो खुद भी नहीं बचा सकते अपने आप को, unless and until वो अच्छे कर्म ना करें. So that will घूम फिर के आएगा ही, and they'll have to pay for it and suffer. So once you know, the forgiveness is on one part, one side of things. The law of karma is like, so do you think of a taraju? Forgiveness is on one side and compassion is on the other side, and that happens through the Lord of karmas, or you can say the karmic implication of every action that is happening. So you are able to see, although I'm forgiving this person will have to go through his or her suffering because he chose to be mean to me. He chose to hurt me emotionally and mentally. So a karmic cycle chalegi suffering ki. Okay, but then you say that, okay, उस कार्मिक सफरिंग से जो नेगेटिविटी हम एक्सचेंज कर रहे थे वो मेरी तरफ से मैं खत्म कर दूं. So that is inner forgiveness. तो ये साइकिल जो है मेरी तरफ से खत्म. मैं अब like you did, you are responsible. तुमने गलत बोला, you are responsible for it. So ये but ये एक स्टेप ऊपर आएगा. So you know, फर्स्ट स्टेप हो गया आउट ऑफ forgiveness. करनी है नहीं करनी है that is up to you. Okay. सेकेंड स्टेप आ गया, थोड़ी और मेच्योरिटी आ गई, इनर forgiveness. मैं एक स्पिरिचुअल पाथ पे हूँ, स्पिरिचुअल जर्नी पे हूँ. I know where there is a lot of love, there will be suffering, so I forgive myself also, and I forgive you. Now, when you forgive yourself, so you know that किसी भी relationship में, because एक receiving end होता है, एक giving end होता है, तो आप either of the end पे कभी ना कभी आते हो, right? So you also do this because you want to be forgiven. It is in forgiving that we forgive, right? It is in forgiving that we are forgiven. हाँ. So अब जब आप लोगों को forgive करते हो, you also tend to be forgiven by other people easily. So there also a law of karma works. So inner forgiveness जब आप करते हो, जैसे कि भैया मैं अपने negative ties काट लूं, उस तरफ भी जो लोग होंगे, they'll also feel that energy and वहां से भी ties कट जाएंगे. And then again that law of karma की cycle चलेगी, but then उसकी कार्मिक implication आपकी तरफ नहीं है, तो आप एक cycle बंद कर. Okay. Yeah, Jyoti.
This also helps in actually forgiveness. Why actually I am going for this because what I have written is there is a pattern. If you will not forgive, the pattern will be there. So it's of course it is more of love. That's why there is more of hurt. But why that is happening again and again in your life? So breaking the pattern is, I think, more important. What I feel now. No, you can't take the hurt every time. Every time it is more hurting you more.
Right.
With right. So forgiveness is actually that's why more important for me right now. What I'm feeling.
Maybe you're right. See, क्या होता है जब you think like that your heart is a magnetic field and it has its own electric and magnetic field, right? And whenever you forgive, there is a healing that of the heart that happens. So this the strength of that field becomes stronger, right? Your point of attraction becomes better. When your point of attraction becomes better, then you are able to resolve your patterns quickly. If you are in that, gloomy, battered state of mind, your point of attraction is very low. And the point of attraction is low, obviously you are a great match to all the not so good opportunities in your life and all the pain and hurt that is there. So forgiveness also helps to heal the heart. And heart is a doorway to inner alchemy. Right? So it is in the center. 3 chakras upar, 3 chakras niche. So when there is no forgiveness, energy gets stuck up. So it doesn't move up. The energy is stuck there. And it's like, accelerator chala ja raha hai. लेकिन वो पहिया फंसा हुआ है. So fuel waste हो रहा है, आपकी energy waste हो रही है, आपका time waste हो रहा है.
Very nice example you have given actually. Abhi, like Jaya said na that she's looking her with her son, she is looking like that he is behaving the same way she do. So this is also a pattern, isme how we can do forgive. Of course, even I feel the same thing that sometimes my kids behave the same way, same emotions, same, so how we can break this. हमको लगता है ना जो हमने अपने पेरेंट्स को जैसे तंग करा अभी the same way our kids are doing that thing with us. So
yeah,
these type of things are going on in my mind these days, and that's why I've chosen this topic. मुझे actually नहीं पता कि मैं क्या कराऊंगी, पर ये हो रहा है कि बस ये पैटर्न ब्रेक हो जाए. How I have, बस in anyhow I have to break this pattern.
Wonderful. That great is. So what happens is, क्या होता है, जैसे मैंने 60 सेशंस, इसमें से so एक आध सेशन होगी जो लेवल 1 अंडरस्टैंडिंग से मैंने किए, ठीक है. तो उसमें प्रॉब्लली जो मैंने लेवल 1 पे समझा था कोई टॉपिक, तो मैंने आपको लेवल 1 के लिए उस पे दिया, बट देन दैट मे नॉट बी द कंप्लीट ट्रूथ और द होल ट्रूथ. फिर मैंने लेवल 2 किया उस पे. So if you go back in my videos, when I was learning a certain topic, I may have come and presented you that topic from that point of understanding, right? But then when I mature and I do another session, so you'll say, अच्छा वो जो पढ़ाया था, ये जो पढ़ाया है, ये एक और deeper level है, right? हो सकता है उसमें मैंने कुछ गलती भी कर दी हो, but then मैंने वो गलती जाके next session में सुधार ली. So this is what happens in our lives. You know your default way of reactions. When you know that, you have to work on responding better. So you do your inner reflection, firm resolution. You remember that? We do the whiteboard technique. You address a problem in one way. You erase that reaction. ये अच्छा नहीं था. And then you project जो अच्छा reaction मुझे करना है. So creating a new pattern. Right? So when you say you have to break that pattern, this is how we do it. Every night we review the good that we've done, the not so good we've done. And then we do that whiteboard technique and erase that pattern and reinstall another pattern. So you can do that technique in order to help people in breaking that pattern. Right? So when you are doing that, you can also visualize your children observing the new pattern. So when I do this way, this is the reaction my children are giving me. This is what they are understanding. So you can make it as vivid as possible. You can have multiple stakeholders in that IRFR, and which is perfectly all right. But awareness is very, very important. And we are human beings. We are not human done. So unless and until you are a human done, you have the flexibility of going back to your patterns and then tweaking your response. I'll do it better, I'll do it better, I'll do it better. Right? So हम कई बार अपने प्रोफेशनल करियर में तो इस तरह का ऑब्जर्वेशन रखते हैं मैंने ये presentation की, when I'm doing the next time, these are the things that I will avoid. These are the things that I'm going to do. The next time you do, your delivery improves. But we forget to do this maybe, when we are handling a situation, a pattern in our life, right? So prepare yourself. And अभी इस बार ऐसा नहीं करेंगे, इस बार हम differently handle करेंगे कोई भी situation. And you can do that visualization technique, to be able to. एक और अच्छी बात, 8 to 10 years old में, because their mental body is still forming, their emotional body is like getting mature, you can erase for them. You can pick out a memory and you can erase. So mental pattern आप erase कर सकते हो इनकी mind से. Emotionally आप इनके heart को strong कर सकते हो. So as a mother, you're like a magician for your children. You can do all that manipulation to make your children better, with an intention that they'll do good. So Sadhguru says by the age of 21, parents can take blessings for their children because they are so connected with us. After the age of 21, you आपकी blessings उनको नहीं लगेंगे, आप उनकी तरफ से blessings नहीं ले सकते. So we have this opportunity जहाँ कई बार होता है कि I've done something wrong to Samira and I know that I've done that. So I'll sit at night, I'll erase, भगवान की memory erase हो जाए, and then reinstall a better, version of my behavior or her behavior, so that it is for good. A lot of things can be done, a lot of things.
There's a very nice movie. I've just watched it, Inside Out,
Okay, yeah, I've heard.
about
It's on.
emotions.
Yeah.
My kids took me there for the movie. मुझे तो नहीं पता था.
अच्छा, it's running in the cinemas.
हाँ, I think अभी तो होना चाहिए.
Let me see if I get take her. So I hope that helps. Okay, और कोई specific question हो, we can discuss and then move to the great invitation. चमक आ गई मेरी सेशन करते यार. I have a feeling.
Of course, you are my go-to person to ask that. I'll ask you definitely. जैसे जैसे आएगा, I'll ask.
Okay, definitely. See, I think there is so much that probably available, and thanks to all the reading and things and practical aspect that I've been going through in last 10, 12 years. So if you bring in something, I'm happy to, work on that also as a session. वैसे तो I had prepared for something on what is solitude, what is loneliness versus, being alone, and I was like, okay, this is better. Yeah, Jaya, we are good. Then we'll go to the great invocation. I'll just share my screen. Jeevan keys. Second. Great invocation. अभी कुछ नहीं दिख रहा ना?
No.
It's here on the desktop. Poster. दिखा? स्क्रीन शेयरिंग इज पॉज क्यों दिखा रहा है? अच्छा, it's a preview. एक मिनट. ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है? ये प्रीव्यू प्रीव्यू कर रहे हैं. अब आ गया क्या?
हम्म अब आ गया इन योर बैकग्राउंड.
The great invocation is in my background.
यस.
You can see.
यस.
ये क्या हुआ है? ओके. पढ़ पाएंगे सब? मुझे तो मैं.
ये तो है, बस हम वैसे ही प्ले कर लो. यू डू इट लाइक दिस रहने दो. वी कैन.
Okay. So just close your eyes. Take a deep breath, and as you breathe out, be aware of one person that you feel you really need to forgive. A pain in all the wrong places in your life. And so just think of this one person and say that probably this session of GIC is dedicated to you. I need to forgive you. Just close your eyes and visualize a whiteboard in front of you. Meanwhile, let's go to the Supreme God, to all the Divine Father, Divine Mother, to all the great Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, especially the Buddha Shakyamuni, Buddha Avalokiteshvar, Guru Padmasambhava, and all the Bodhisattvas and the great ones, spiritual gurus, holy master saints, archangels, holy angels, to all the angels of compassion, mercy, and healing, love. We invoke for your divine love, light, and power, divine healing energies, inner healing, physical healing, blessings of mercy and compassion. To personally to my teacher, Master Chawaboksi, thank you for your guidance. Thank you for your divine protection. Thank you for the blessings of abundance and prosperity and success, long life, physical healing, and well-being of, of us and our loved ones. In full faith, we thank you with deep gratitude, tremendous respect, and lots of love. We thank you all in full faith. So be it, so be it, so it is. Take a deep breath and absorb, assimilate the divine blessings flowing through you. May it heal every part of the body that requires healing. So be it, so be it, so it is. Keep your eyes closed. Be aware of this beautiful whiteboard, clear whiteboard in front of you. And be aware of this one person. Probably when you feel connected to, loved, somebody who's really close to you, somebody whom you really, really love and appreciate, and has a big role to play in your life. Okay. Now, acknowledge the fact that where there is love, there is immense suffering. The more intense the love, the more intense the suffering. That is a strange law. And you accept and surrender to it. Now, considering the love that you have for this person or this person has had, will have for you, I want you to think of all the immediate memories that come into your mind with respect to the suffering that you've gone through in relationship with this person. And just project everything on this whiteboard. So visualize that there is this gun, a Nerf gun just appear. Visualize it as there in your heart chakra. All the gunpowder is the memories, bitterness that you hold, the resentment, the unforgiveness, forgiving the unforgivable, that kind of feeling that you have in your heart. Visualize that they've become like these bullets, and you are shooting those bullets on this whiteboard. Okay? And you are ejecting the pain, the suffering, anger, the remnants of all the activity that has disturbed you in this one relationship or with this one person. It's like a stain gun, shoot, 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 and you just eject it out of your system. Carried it for a long period of time and no longer want to get chalta firta cannonball. Okay. I want you to observe the range of emotions that you felt in this one relationship, from love to hate, trust to betrayal. Go through the entire spectrum of emotions that you've gone through in this one relationship that matters the most to you. So observe, 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 and understand that this relationship is not by chance. There is some karma, there is some give and take destined for both of you. And so you need to understand that this person is either becoming an impediment in your growth, or this person has already become a reason for the growth journey that you are on. So if it is either, you need to dissolve this emotion. If you're using the revenge, the pain and hurt for your growth, wonderful. If you're using the pain and suffering to go down the spiral, not so good. So you need to let go. Now, if you've been using this rage, anger, resentment, revenge, personal revenge against this person, be reminded that whatever you are achieving may look like an achievement, but if you use forgiveness and transmute this energy into love, into passion, into excitement, into joy, rather than making it about that one person, you can expand your energy, your work, your aura, your well-being far more wide, far more wide. So even if it feels right, use this energy to be able to trigger yourself on the path of purpose, the path of success. You're playing small. You're still playing small. Okay. I want you to again let go of all of this negativity, resentment, and bring that person in front of you. So in your mind's eye, or visualize that person standing in front of you like this. Put your hands on your heart and say, Atma Namaste. I salute the divinity within you. I recognize that there is a past karmic connection between us, and it needs to be healed, needs to be forgiven. So I forgive you for all the mistakes that you've made. With respect to me, all the anger, resentment, hurt, betrayal, distrust, bitterness that you've given to me, I forgive you for that. Utilize it as a fodder to fuel my dreams and goals, but I can do much better. So thank you for being a reason for where I am today. Without you, probably I would have slowed down. So thank you for being in my life, for bringing that learning, for bringing that suffering. So I forgive you, I release you. Go in peace. I understand and I've learned from my mistakes. As I've learned from my mistakes, you can also learn from your mistakes and grow and evolve into your higher version. There is more in your life that you need to achieve and do. So I wish you all the best. I wish you luck. I wish you success. I wish you peace. Peace at all levels. Physical, etheric, emotional, mental peace. So be it. So be it. So it's the past. And I also ask for forgiveness for any pain, hurt that I have caused to you knowingly or unknowingly, consciously, subconsciously, across all time, dimension, space, and reality. I release you, I forgive you. Cut, cut, cut. With your right hand, cut 3 times. All the 7 chakras, the cords on all the 7 chakras, even behind. Cut, cut, cut. 3 times. Okay. Visualize all the negative attachments that you have with respect to this person, respect to that incident, are being disintegrated of you, and this person is being blessed with waves of joy, waves of sweetness, success, and onward progression on his journey. So be it, so be it, so it is going. Bless you, bless you, bless you. Visualize this person becoming a ball of light and just moving out of your aura. Now visualize that whiteboard with your 3 fingers on your left hand and electric violet light on your right hand. Now erase these memories. They are not for my highest good, so I'm erasing all this rubbish that I'm holding, all these grudges that I'm holding, all this past baggage that I'm holding. I can do nothing about it. I don't want to do anything about it at this point of time. I want to erase them. Visualize all of these scenes, memories, patterns, disintegrated. With the blessings of God, with the blessings of my teacher, all is possible. Everything is erased, the board is white. So be it. Cut, cut, cut. Guys. Now I want you to project lots of love on this whiteboard. On one side of this whiteboard, visualize yourself. On the other side of the whiteboard, visualize the other person. And just say, both of you are blessed with harmony, blessed with sweetness of emotion. And visualize sweetness of emotion flowing from one person's heart to the other person's heart. And it is getting stronger and stronger. With the blessings of God, this connection is becoming stronger and stronger. Connection on the crown is becoming stronger and stronger. Throat is becoming stronger and sacral and heart is becoming stronger and stronger. Both of you are in sync with respect to higher energies. So be it, so be it, so it is. You are loved. You're blessed with love, warmth, sweetness, bliss, joy, inner peace. So be it, so be it. Go in peace. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. I want you to bless this board. Visualize the frequency of the board increasing. Now, again, be able to see lots of love, a ball of love surrounding the two of you, ball of light surrounding the two of you, and the energy after the forgiveness from your heart is at much high amplitude. Visualize this being activated higher and higher and higher. Both of you on the whiteboard are now turning into higher frequencies of light. And you merge with the universe. So good. Lord God, please bless me with the energies of love, compassion, mercy, joy, happiness, and inner peace. So be it, so be it. Lord God, bless this person with the emotions of mercy, compassion, love, inner peace, and bliss. So be it, so be it, so be it. Thank you. Thank you. With your eyes closed, we will chant the Vajra Guru mantra 11 times and then we will pray invocation. Om Ahom Vajra Guru Padme Siddhi Hum. 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 Om ahum 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 vajra guru padme siddhi hum. Put your hands in the blessing position. Visualize a small earth in front of you, the size of a small ball. Chant the great invocation. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of every person, every being. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of every person, every being. Let love descend on earth. May the great teacher return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of every person, every being, the purpose which the holy masters know and serve. Let goodwill and the will to do good descend on earth. From the center which we call the human race, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light, love, and power manifest and restore the divine plan. We will chant Om Mani Padme Hum 3 times. Bless the entire planet and all that, those special someones in every person's life with a lot of love, compassion, mercy. Focus on your heart. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. May all beings in the higher worlds, middle worlds, lower worlds be divinely blessed by the love, light, and power of God. So be it. So be it. May each and every person on this planet be divinely blessed with mercy, forgiveness, inner forgiveness, sweetness, waves of joy, waves of bliss, waves of compassion, inner healing, deep, deep, deep inner healing, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. So be it. May all of us be healed of the pain, of the love, degree of love that we've experienced in our life. May God give us courage to be able to open our hearts to more love, to be able to believe in love, to be able to instill love in other people, to recreate faith in love, to recreate faith in humanity. So be it, so be it, so it is. May our children be divinely blessed with emotional stability. May they be blessed with emotional resilience and maturity. May they be able to nurture their feelings, to be able to understand and manage themselves emotionally at all circumstances, at all levels. So be it, so be it, so it is. May the light of God help us to see things as clearly as they are, rather than be tainted by the perceptions of emotion. So be it. May all the people who are going through a tough time in their relationships, all these people be divinely blessed with stronger emotional connection, stronger mental connection, stronger physical connection. So be it, so be it, so be it. May all of us be spiritually evolved, transcend our own limitations, to be able to love, to be vulnerable in love, to be able to experience intimacy in our relationships, emotional, mental, and physical. So be it, so be it, so be it. Bless your projects. Bless your clients. Bless all the people who support you. Bless all the people who love you. Divine blessings of love, light, and power. So now visualize roots of light going deep, deep, deep into the Mother Earth. From the base of your feet and the base of your spine. Your Mother Earth be healed, your Mother Earth be regenerated, revitalized. Blessings be to our Mother Earth. So be it. So be it. So be it. Mother Earth be blessed with good air, good water, good earth. May the entire country be blessed with good monsoon, safety and security. So be it, so be it, so be it. Bless your children, bless your loved ones. Bless your spouse, bless your partners. Bless yourselves. Let us give thanks to the Supreme God. We thank you to all the great, great ones, Holy Gurus, Holy Master Saints, Archangels, Holy Angels, to all divine beings. We thank you all for your priceless blessings, especially to my teacher. Guru Padma Sita. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your compassion. Thank you, Buddha. Shakyamuni, Buddha, Venkateshwar, thank you for helping us with these sessions. In full faith, we thank you. Thank you. With deep gratitude, tremendous respect, and love. Thank you all. Open your eyes with the big thoughts. Hope this session really helps you all. Okay.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll meet again tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll be able to speak much better.
Thank you.
Okay, good night.
Good night.
Bye. Bye, Jaya.
Bye bye.